Welcome back from the break. Now, before the break, we took a look at what's happening in the rest of the world. But right now, we're about to show you what Ugandans are doing in the rest of the world. We went to the first annual Ugandans in Diaspora Award, where some of the most brilliant Ugandans out there were awarded. You know, not everyone out there is sweeping. A lot of people say some others are in town, they've been on Cheo. Nah, some people out there doing it and doing it big.
Many have come back and they have started businesses and they are contributing even more towards this economy. As your patron, I am proud, I thank you, and I need more.
I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the efforts of the organizers of this function, which has enabled us to come together and embark on the long journey of purposeful networking among ourselves.
I was elected unanimously by the General Assembly, UN General Assembly, and the Security Council as one of the judges to the International Court of Justice. So now you can proudly say Uganda sits on the International Court of Justice for me.
I have been hosting this program for the last 11 years. And when I first got it, the first challenge I really came to me was that how are you ever going to consider yourself a success? And I told myself that first and foremost, what needs to happen is for you, Shakasali, to remain authentically Shakasali, the Kapaliki. Just remain authentic, keep talking the way you talk. You don't have to be an imitation of anybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you know you're watching Login All Access in front of a stage, behind the stage, and we get a chance to introduce you or reintroduce some of the most fabulous people in entertainment. I am honored to do this interview today because she's such a star. It's Omega Bugembe Okelo.
Hi there.
She's such a star. Like, do you ever feel like people are making a fuss, or when are you Omega like in private, and when are you Omega like the public?
Whoa. Well, I'm Omega, kind of the same Omega both times. Kind of in public and private, it's just some people are a little bit starstruck, and I just kind of go with the flow. Yeah.
One of your songs that I really love is not the one that everyone else fusses about. I love Amazima. Amazima, such a beautiful
It is a beautiful song. I enjoyed writing that. That was a really wonderful song because truth is a powerful thing, and the song, what I sing about in there is actually seeing each other for who we are and taking care of one another. I really like that song too.
What inspires you to do your music in Luganda?
Pride for being Ugandan, like Uganda pride, you can call it that. And also because if other people can sing in their own languages all over the world, why not us? So that inspires me. It's my heritage, so there's no other way to do it than to infuse it into all my writing.
Do people ever tell you that you should be more, pardon my French, chidandali, you know? Like make it more dance friendly, like make sure that people could have it in the club?
No, some people did try that in the beginning, but they were encouraging me to do music that everybody else is already doing the same beat, and I refused to kind of fold to that mold, because that's it's kind of a niche where I am, and I want to stay there. So yeah, people have asked for that, but I'm keeping, no, this is who I am, and I'll present to you what I have. Yeah.
How would you term your music? What
They
genre?
can actually dance to that stuff.
They can
just have
dance
to
to
switch the moves.
right? Just have an hour where it's like, okay, let's bring the tempo down a little bit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But who are you influenced by? What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to all sorts of music. I listen to a lot of jazz and a little bit of rock, Christian contemporary and traditional folk, Ugandan music too. So I listen to a little bit of all that because I went to my career college school and I was trained and schooled in the folk, traditional folk music. So I listen to a little bit of everything. Yeah.
That's really
Classical and piano, yeah, as well.
play instruments.
I actually play the guitar, but I never would play it in public. I use it to write, and I can arrange and all that. But I mostly play when I write. Not enough for performance, just to write. Yeah.
It's really simple for us. Like when I first heard of you, and my boyfriend loves that song Amazima. So in my mind, you've always lived in America. When did you move to America?
I moved to America about 16 years ago, maybe 17. Yeah, I was in S4 and I went to go to school there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How would you? Okay, what's the biggest difference between Uganda and America?
The community is they're very individualistic over there. Kind of do your own. I'm sure you know what that means, but they're very individualistic, and that forces you to do your thing and not wait for people to do it with you, because our society is extremely communal. People do stuff together. There's always somebody around, and it can get pretty lonely, but it can be channeled to actually help you do stuff better. Yeah.
That's not so much of a difference. How about the roads?
The food and the roads, those kinds of differences. Well, way of life, definitely the freeways. It's nice to have freeway and road without too many potholes. That's very different. And the pace of life is also very fast. That's a huge difference. Yeah, the food is very different, of course, as well. Yeah, so.
But with your kind of music, what genre does your music fall under? Is it world music?
It falls into world, yeah. Well, but I do world jazz and gospel, but the one I promote the most, because I'm on my own record label, is the world album, yeah. Over there, yeah.
Being on your own label, does that mean you are your own distributor? You are your own...
All of that. It means I do the negotiations to get distribution. I do all the legal negotiations to get a contract, to get my music played in a movie, to be on like you promote, you do, the label really does, what that does is they fund the whole project. So if I'm writing the songs and paying musicians, the label would be kind of that business apparatus that you use to pay those people. So yeah, that's what that label does.
How did you come up with the idea of a label?
Well, I'd always been singing since I was a little girl, and I thought that, oh, well, maybe someday it would be good to be signed by a label. But then when I did the research on what a label really does is they give you a huge loan, and then you're stuck having to pay them back. With interest, exactly. Lots of pressures to maybe sing a certain way or look a certain way. Why I chose to do my own label was because I wanted to be my own boss for one, but I wanted to be who I am, basically sing what I want to sing, write about whatever I want without being forced into it. So I just wanted to be master of my own trade. Yes.
All these upcoming artists in Uganda, we have a lot of artists. We have a lot of artists. Do you ever feel like you want to give these kids a few pointers? And it might.
I do, yes, because I listen to a lot of the new stuff that comes out, and I think the best piece of advice I would give is to not mimic so much what other people are doing, but to present something new. Yeah, very original. Yeah. That's the biggest piece of advice I would give, because I know there's so many talented people here, but they're all mostly producing the same kind of sound. Yeah.
Christianity is kind of cool, you know. Religion is kind of cool. You kids should really do try and find out what kind of faith you belong to. Do you ever feel like, you know, because of my faith, I can't sing about a certain topic? I can't.
Not at all, actually, because I feel like a lot of the topics that the secular music people write about are things that were created by God. So, like, I sing about love, and I sing about, you know, like, well, not necessarily failed relationships, because I've been lucky not to be in a failed relationship. But no, it actually doesn't limit me, because I'm on my own label. And another reason I can sing about the positive things and is because I sing in another language. So it doesn't at all actually hinder me. Instead, it actually allows me to be propelled into further like recognition. It's been a good thing for me, actually. Yeah. To have some Christian influence in the writing and in the message that is positive has actually allowed me to reach not just the gospel, people that are interested in gospel, but if I'm singing in my native tongue abroad, they just think of it as, you know, African ethnic, and they want to hear it. Yeah.
Do you ever give back?
Yes, I do, actually. As a matter of fact, just recently I came to Uganda and did a huge benefit concert and raised money to buy surgical beds for the Mulago's maternity ward, because my background academically is in biology, health policy, and health law, and typically they teach me how to do that using like a lobbyist, like meeting with representatives or government people and asking them to give more money to increase access to health care. That's a huge thing of mine. So I have used my music as a tool for advocacy, and I've managed to give back to people here in Uganda, my very own people at Mulago Hospital, and I'm hoping to do a little bit more every year. Yeah, so I give back a lot.
Well, the girl from Makara College School has all of this going on in her life, and we have to know before we wrap up, what's the last thing that goes through your mind at night?
Oh, the last thing. Well, right now it's actually my little baby. I have two little ones, so the last thing I hear is probably them crying and hoping they don't wake up. But the last thing is I just want to wake up and feel like I am useful to the world, like I'm doing something meaningful. So kind of when I'm telling how the day went, I want to know, did I make an impact, even if it's with my own children or just people around me? Yeah. And usually, so far, I can check yes. Thankfully.
So far, so good.
Yes.
She does not look like she had no two babies out
you
there.
You are too sweet. I thank you.
You're watching Login.
We'll be right back after the break.